Okay, whew, right, okay, I've had a deep breath and I've had a bit of a read and I've drunk my cold dandelion tea. Last one for the day, I promise. And as I said to my lovely viewer who emailed in, I needed something light to look at after this morning, so we'll give this a throw. Well, what am I giving a throw here? We have in Alberta, Canada, a rather entertainment only, allegedly corrupt, what do you guys call them? We call them premiers. Um, leader of the party in the province. Again, we call them states, so I do apologise if I get the wording wrong, but you know what I'm talking about. Danielle Smith. Danielle Smith is an absolute trumper to the back teeth. She is fighting to have Alberta separate from the rest of Canada, and is turning herself into a pretzel to try and make it happen. Now, I believe there's some severe legal hurdles for that due to Indigenous treaties or something along those lines. I'm not really au fait on this, but apparently it has gone to court with the Danielle Smith and her supporters trying to force a referendum to go ahead over to try and force the voters, as you know, voting for Alberta to separate from the rest of Canada. Now, having a quick read on it, she's been very dubious to start with. So the organisers of they call it Stay Free Alberta, which is not about staying free. It's about, leaving Canada and probably coming the 51st state or something if Smith got her way. Never got good cards for her. She is such a trumper up to the back teeth. But anyhow, apparently, the group behind the petition told supporters that they had gathered the number of signatures required to try and force this referendum onto the ballot paper, and they're claiming that they're over the 10% of registered voters threshold. This threshold is 10%. The threshold used to be you had to get 20% of people to sign. But who have we got here? We've got Mitch Sylvester, the petition proponent and a key figure in the separatist movement, basically said that the signature collection will continue to make the petition too big to rig. Goodness me, who have we heard say too big to rig before? Okay, so controversy in recent months to discuss the logistics of Alberta separating from Canada. It would be just the biggest nightmare whatsoever. And he's been in trouble for openly espousing conspiracy theories about the Great Replacement, etc. So the governing party in Alberta at the moment that was elected in quite a while ago under Danielle Smith changed the legislation to drop the required number of signatures to force a referendum from 20% down to 10%. I also get the feeling that quite a number of those 10% signatures that they got aren't actually legit signatures. I'm sure they have to be checked, but my vibe is that they're not actually legit registered voters. Anyhow, it's currently towards in front of the courts at the moment. So I believe the court challenge by the First Nations against this petition. So there's a court challenge. I believe it was started on April the 7th. So the First Nations got together and challenged this potential referendum. So what do I want to have a look at? I just want to have a look at to see where it goes. And as I was poker shuffling and shuffling the deck, I get this betrayal, this abuse of power, this win at any cost, just this it's this attempted steal. I don't think the people in Alberta actually want it. Uh, and then I've got the Tower card. I think this is going to be an undoing. What is also coming out is more information about Smith's alleged corruption and her dealings. She does like to hop on an aeroplane and fly down to Mar-a-Lago. What have we got there? She likes to hop on an aeroplane and fly down to Mar-a-Lago. King of Pentacles, but you've got this downfall, and then you've got this supposedly independent female who is not listening to public opinion. She's in her own little gilded cage, living her own little life, is going to face justice. I've never got good cards from Smith for Smith. I just wish it would hurry up. Oh man, it's all taking so long. So let's have a look. First of all, how will the court? Okay, she thinks she's got it in the bag. There's something here where they think they've got their ducks all lined up in a row, but they might get handed an opportunity or handed a ruling here. And we've got the lovers, the unbalanced relationship, but then a lot of information comes out about betrayal, treason, poor choices, lies, smoke, mirrors, deceit. It's going to put her on the back foot. We've then got another court case that I don't think is going to go well for her. Okay, my question is, just randomly poker shuffle those back in again. I'll bring you down so you can see me doing it. Oh. Split the deck and there's the Justice card. Okay. Now if I flip some of these over, I do apologise. Are all the signatures, so they reckon they've got 178,000 signatures on the petition. Are they all registered Albertan voters? Let me have a look. Are they all registered Albertan voters? Those that are on this petition. Right, here's that lovers again. Contracts, agreements. Are they all Albertan? I mean, it could be a yes card, but are they all Albertan registered voters? Legal action, strategy. Agreements, a strategy. Another, this actual agreements. And then the chariot. Moving forward or attempting to move forward from a position, commanding position. I think money changed hands. I think people were paid, and information about that is going to come out. And we've got the Knight of Cups, the gift, Ace of Wands, moneyed oligarchs, trying to keep it under wraps. I think but the money may not come through. The hanging on to the money, like here's the money, here's the plan with the money, but they want to hold on to it, maybe because they didn't raise as much as they thought they would, and then the money's not going to come through. I think people were paid to, or promised pay. Oh, there's the Justice card again. It keeps justice, action, the devil, nightmare situation. Riding in as a winner, but then finding themselves betrayed and arrested. I think it's going to come out that people were promised money if they signed. Now I'm going to pause you for a second and put all my cards up the right way because I've shuffled half of them upside down, and that does my little tiny brain in. So hang on a sec. Sorry about that. It's the way I read. My very, very first mentor, who encouraged me to get my very, very first deck, They said they didn't read upside down because there were enough negative cards in the deck to get the message across, and my guides like that, and that's how we've been ever since. I think there's news that is going to come out about agreements that were made. And I think if there were agreements that were made to pay people, for people to get paid to sign. So, okay, I think yes, they are all registered Albertans. But let's have a look. There's a form letter. There's a letter. I'm hearing that there is a letter that went out to donors or something. Not to everybody, just to certain. You can see a letter that will be presented as evidence somewhere. Show me. Were some, it was very select, Albertans promised money to sign the petition? Come on down, let's have a look. I'm sure that's corrupt. Right. There was a call to arms in regards to this. Come out and support. A call to arms. Yeah, money was promised. Two of Pentacles. It's going to be their undoing with the Tower. The Queen of Wands in the past. I think this is Smith with her strategy. Yeah, and there's that Five of Pentacles on the top. I don't think they're actually going to get paid. Guardrails, back up against the wall, guardrails, bruised, battered, and full revelation, the Sun, about money that was offered with that Knight of Pentacles. Some people did not appreciate, right, volatile information coming out with that Knight of Wands and the hopes and fears, the Seven of Pentacles, the Hanged Man, and the Three of Wands, being left stranded as the ships go out to sea, and the Fool going off the cliff, and an attempted flee. She might be taking off for Mar-a-Lago. The money's not there. It's already probably been taken. But information about the money being presented, which is going to put a whole new light on this. Oh boy. We've got the Wheel of Fortune coming and biting them on the bum, the Ace of Pentacles. It's going to be money information, and it is just going to be chaos information that comes out, like just too much going to bring an ending. You've got the Page of Wands, the information brought forward, the Page of Pentacles about the money, and you've got the Emperor card. You've then got the Queen of Wands, the prostitution, trying to keep a lid on things with the Queen of Cups, some sort of announcement being made about a success, but then you've got that King of Pentacles, secrets being revealed, in governance, strength of governance, and we've got a steal, and we've got disappointment, and we've got manipulation, and we've got this agreement with the money that was promised but not coming. Eight of Pentacles, Eight of Swords. They may win the court case, but do not be alarmed. It's like, okay, thank you. I'm getting that it was when was the money promised for? Was it promised for after the court case or after the referendum? The actual referendum. I get it's after the court case. So don't be surprised if they win the court case, but then there's going to be like I can see a letter folded. You know how they get folded into three? Like business letters with a little, it's a really ratty piece of paper. I don't know whether it came in the mail, like it's in a window faced envelope. So it didn't go across the electronic means. It went in the mail. Right, is this going to come to light after the court case? Come on down, let's have a look. Treason, betrayal, loss, heartbreak, things being looked at differently, and death. Finding their back up against the wall. There's Smith herself, the Queen of Swords, the rash action, the harsh truth, and the ship sailing into the distance without her. Nightmare situation because she chained herself to the devil and she's just about to go off the cliff. Yeah, something big is going to be revealed with the Sun. It's going to lead to an investigation with the Hermit, that a certain somebody would like the lid kept on due to their prostitution to the orange twerp. And it is about money changing hands, or the promise of money changing hands, but not being received. That is going to put them in this being forced to retreat. And then the Knight of Cups. Someone's going to come forward in regards to this. Yeah. I have no idea what reflection that will have on the court decision. I think the courts will be pretty, if they're like the Australian courts. Yeah, she's going to find herself legally in a terrible bind. Yeah, I don't know who was organised this. Probably that Sylvester dude. Wouldn't be surprised if that King of Pentacles is the Sylvester dude. Yeah, I don't know how that will affect the court case, but if they're anything like the Australian courts, they will not take kindly to it. Oh, what a mess, 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 what a mess. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. Hopefully that answered your question. Just be aware that it's going to look like they've won, but the corruption is and the means of winning is going to come out. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. Let's see how it plays. Love to you all. Take care.